Shroud and other popular content creators have recently been playing Destiny 2 with the arrival of Lightfall, and they've been giving their takes. They're obviously variety streamers. They've played a ton of different games, so they often have pretty good insight into the problems and issues of Destiny 2. None of the stuff that they say is really that revolutionary. It's a lot of the stuff that the community's been saying for a while. It's just when someone with such a big voice says it, it kind of resonates a little bit stronger. In today's video, we'll be watching Shroud's opinion on Well of Radiance for PvE. So let's go ahead and listen into this.
I got well. Dropping it. Oh, yeah. Honestly, the biggest problem that Destiny has is well, I think. I feel like this ability is so fucking busted. I think that ruins the whole entire game.
It was practically the entire raid. Sit my well.
The whole raid was just like, alright, sit well, DPS, sit well, and then you just leave well, and then someone else drops a well. Like, it was so fucking scuffed.
We played fucking 4 warlocks.
Well,
4 warlocks,
so strong right
all
now.
the wells. Like, why don't these bosses have like radiant breakers where they just destroy that shit, so you're forced to play Arc, or you're forced.
That's a really interesting point he makes at the end there, where he says, why don't they have like radiant breakers? So basically what he's proposing is that encounters in the game have anti-well mechanics, which brings up a really interesting point if you've been playing Destiny for a long time. Because if you remember back in the day, in D1, you could actually self-res as a Solar Warlock. So if you died, you could come back self-res, and that was really strong. It was such a strong ability that Bungie had to design all of the encounters in the game, every raid and everything, around self-res to make sure that it functioned properly, because there was often issues with self-res and it often just broke through so many different encounters. For that reason, Bungie decided to not bring self-res into Destiny 2, which was received with a lot of criticism by the community because a lot of people really like self-res. However, now we have Well of Radiance, which basically has almost the exact same effect if you think about it, because it's so strong and so powerful. It's been nerfed on multiple occasions. It's a fraction of what it used to be, and it's still unbelievably strong, and everyone pretty much mains that for really challenging endgame activities, especially if you have Starfire, which is an exotic that just complements the build so well. And so this has become a big issue and a big trending topic on Reddit and everywhere else. People are talking about, will Bungie nerf well? Does well properly deserve a nerf? Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. I definitely think that well has been very, very strong for a while, and I'd like to see other things be more strong. I'd like to see some things be able to counter it in a way where you're like, okay, we can't just all smack on a well and we'll be okay no matter what encounters we face. It definitely adds a much deeper level of difficulty when you can't just sit in the well. If you've ever ran around an activity, or if you ever had to do an activity where you didn't have a warlock, you know how difficult that can be, especially if it's a master activity, a raid, or anything really that challenging. So I'm a big fan of it being adjusted in some way. I'm not calling for a well nerf, but maybe bosses in the game can counter the well. You can see in this encounter here, perhaps Bungie had that in mind a little bit, where Nezrak launches you straight up in the air. Maybe that's to get people out of their wells, like everyone's sitting in the wells, maybe that's to get them out. But whatever it did, it didn't really do it very effectively, because everyone still is spamming wells and using wells in the new raid and pretty much every challenging activity in Destiny 2. It's become a little bit problematic in the game and a hot point of discussion. That's a wrap on this video, though. Let me know your thoughts. Make sure to subscribe if you enjoyed. Smash the like button. I'll see you in the next one. Later.